Barbic from Two-Sided Magazines. We are going to have her call in just a second. As a matter of fact, she may have just called in. Sammy, are you here?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. We're doing well. How about yourself today?
I'm great.
That's good. First off, we'd like to welcome you to the twolocalradio.com. We know that you are a big supporter out on the West Coast. I believe it's California, correct?
Yes, I'm right in San Pedro by Long Beach area.
San Pedro by the Long Beach area. Well, that's nice. I bet the music scene down there is pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it is. The weather's kind of messed up right now, but it's cool.
That's all right. It's messed up everywhere.
1 second there, Twiz. What's funny is I was born out in Long Beach. So that's the funny part.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
What part of Long Beach?
I'm not sure. I know I was born out in the Long Beach Community Hospital and everything, and I whenever I go for my birth certificate, I have to go through Los Angeles. I know that. So.
Oh, okay. It's probably on the downtown side then.
Well, fantastic. See, we got something in common already. See, only on twolocalradio.com can everybody come together with some sort of unity. You see this? All right. Well, let's get started. First off, we'd like you to go ahead and just introduce yourself. Who is Sammy Jo Barbic? And just basically tell the listeners some information about yourself. That way they get a grasp on who we're talking to.
Well, I'm 33 years old. I'm a single mom.
Okay. And is there more to Sammy Jo?
Yeah, I've been working on this project for about 5.5 years now. I'm a promoter. I'm a manager. I have 4 artists that I manage, Trey Mula, Johannan, Double G, and Dope. They're all out of California, Long Beach area, Inglewood, Compton, Palmdale. I'm looking to expand with some more artists, actually looking for a female RDX right now. And we're looking to go on tour starting in May. We're looking to get out to where you guys are at, actually, and a couple other places, New Orleans, San Francisco, Chicago, Las Vegas, just so we can expand our horizon and get to network with some people we haven't yet.
Well, definitely make sure you stop by Toronto. Toronto's got it out here, so.
Yeah, we've been watching out for a while.
Yeah, and see, the promoters out here, they're really good about working with everybody, too, so it actually works out really well for the music scene out here. Okay, so you've been doing this for 5.5 years, looks like. You said you got 4 artists underneath you. You're a promotion. You said you're basically the mastermind behind Two-Sided Magazine, which is a magazine, but is also a management company as well?
Yes, we do management as well.
Okay,
so we provide incentives for artists. We give them promo packages. We do workshops where they can come in and they can actually express what they think that the music scene would need in our area. We do a lot of outreach events, fundraisers. We give back to our community. It's not about just going to perform. It's about uniting other artists from everywhere and actually coming together for a greater purpose. So it's more than a magazine. That's why we call it the voice of the people that are the unseen and the unspoken and the unheard, because we're the underdogs. So we're here for the underdogs, basically.
Exactly. And you know what? No offense, but an underdog story is always much more powerful of a story than the winner who's been winning the entire time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, fantastic. So I've seen on Facebook now that Two-Sided Magazine is getting ready to launch, if I remember this correctly, February 27th, correct?
February 27th is our official launch. I actually had it set for January 9th, but some things had happened, so I had to push it back a little bit. But our official launch is February 27th, and the purpose of the launch is to have people from everywhere come together and to unite for a greater purpose as far as seeing more than just the artists up on stage and singing. Like, what are they doing inside their community to help their community? We dig a little deeper. We want to see how they are on and off stage. So a lot of things stand out for us. We encourage, positivity, and we encourage self-expression. We don't knock anybody for what they do. We accept all kinds of genres of music. We don't bash anybody in their self-expression or what they want to do with their music. We just are more of, about uniting.
More of a voice,
really
honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do a lot of stuff for artists, man.
I was going to say, well, I'm actually looking through some of the things right now. Let me click on one of these things here. I want to read it real fast. It says the magazine launch party is Friday, February 27th, 2015. And I love how you have phrased this: a voice for the unspoken, a voice for the unheard, a voice for the unseen. You know that in this game, a lot of people don't realize how much is behind the scenes. Sure, you see the person on the stage, you see the artist in the videos, but there is so much that goes on behind the scenes, and it looks like you're the person in charge of all that. From what I'm gathering from these pictures and these event listings and stuff, that you're the go-to guy as far as setting all of this stuff up, correct?
Yeah, and actually the person that's been working on my design for me, like I'll give him my concepts and we'll go through it together, is King Cole. He's actually launching a TV station called Star Power Entertainment TV, which is actually going to be branched with Two Sides Magazine, and we'll have our actual channel on there as well, and it will be aired worldwide.
Make sure that you stay in contact with twolocalradio.com. We would love to be able to work in coordination with you on that. I'm sure that reaching both sides of the nation is a very viable aspect for both of you guys.
Yeah, it is. We actually have 32 channels right now, and some of them are stationed in India and Sri Lanka and things like that. So we're looking to expand farther.
So okay, let's see. We've got a magazine. We've got artists. Let's actually talk about a couple of these artists real quick. I heard you say Trey Mula. Now we've played Trey Mula on twolocalradio.com. He's got that song East Side, correct?
Yeah.
So, very talented. Got a great performance package to him. Who is Double G, Dope, and the third one that you had said?
Johannan is my R&B artist. He actually attends church with me in San Pedro at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church, and we actually sing in the choir together at church.
Oh, fantastic.
I see some potential in him, and he decided to come aboard, and I've been working with him now for about a year. And Trey Mula is actually my cousin, and he's actually my artist as well. So it's kind of a family thing when it comes to me and him.
Right.
He's been in the game for a long time. He's looking to get back into the game. He had some issues where he was incarcerated for a little bit, but it's a new start, a new him, and refreshment for him. It's everybody changes, and it's a brand new chance for him to get to do what he had to do the first time. It's a blessing. So trying to do two things different. So. As far as Double G goes, I just took him on a couple of months ago. He actually approached me at Cuban Pete's. We were having a showcase out there, and he was looking at some of the work that I was doing, and he asked me to manage him, and I agreed to do that. And so far, it's been good. He pushes. He shows up to the events. He gives it his all. He has a fan base, and he's a good guy. As far as Dope goes, I actually just took him on 3 days ago. I met him at the Rapid Forte concert that we had. We opened up for Rapid Forte out in Corona at the Rack Billiards and Bourbon. And I've seen his performance a couple of times, and he was actually looking for management as well.
Okay.
And we talked about some things and worked some things out, and he agreed to come on board. So it's four artists total that I have under me right now. And they're all great guys, talented, godly men. Like, they put God first, and they're very humble with what they do, and that's why I think it's going to work best, because they're on the same path that I am.
Well, as long as you have God on your path, you'll be able to do anything. So, I mean, that in itself is already a winning combination when you have, your Lord and Savior involved as well too. So, that actually draws a nice positive light to the whole magazine, because so many of these artists out here, they forget the core foundations upon which every human being and society is built on, which is, this country started with a belief in God, belief that God could help you accomplish anything. And so it's nice to be able to see, a mixing of hip-hop, which is considered widely to be such a negative influence, and then add it with, spirituality, and now all of a sudden you're bringing a positive light to it. So I commend you on that. That takes a very strong person to be able to stand up and say, God first.
We get mixed signals all the time. I mean, we've got up on stage and said, giving all honor and glory to God in the club, and we've had people yell out like, "Oh, well, this is a club, Well, I'm like, we bring God everywhere we go, no matter where we're at. Okay. So I mean, you have to think first. and everything else will come, So
Right, exactly.
I don't care if I'm in the club or not in the club or wherever. I'm not going to be ashamed to say his name or express my faith in him.
And bring praises to him where they're due. Exactly.
Right.
And I imagine that Trey Mula probably identifies very strongly with you there because, like you said, he was incarcerated, but this is his second chance. So I imagine that he's probably charged up with a spiritual energy himself as well.
Yeah, and it's important, Like I always tell them, every deal's not a good deal. Every show is not a good show. You don't need to go to perform to everyone.
Exactly.
Some will benefit you, some won't. Not all money's good money.
Yep.
Don't be greedy. Stay humble, and always make sure you up on stage.
Yep.
Because that clears your mind of any negativity.
Exactly. Boy, you are a smart woman. I'll give you that. You definitely have an understanding of not only the audience, but as well as what it takes to have what we call a complete package. A lot of people don't realize that you're judged in this game for everything you do. It doesn't matter if it has to do with music or not. If you go out, you get arrested, you go beat up somebody, that draws attention to you as an artist, whether you was trying to or not. So having that quality package on the flip side is a very big benefit.
That's why I always said you never know who's watching you, so always act like somebody is,
Exactly. There's this little saying that got said back around probably when I was real younger. My grandma always used to say, make sure that you're always wearing a clean pair of underwear because when you die, you don't know when you're going to die. You know what I mean? And it's basically the same concept, Make sure that you're staying crystal clean because you don't know who's watching. So we got a question for you. I actually have a question. Somebody typed in and wanted to know, where can they get your magazine? Is it just an online magazine? Is it a hard copy magazine?
It'll actually be online first for the first couple of months, and then we're going to actually do a print press for it in April of this year. So it will be available for hard copy and digital.
Okay, so for the digital copy, how can people go about getting signed up for subscriptions or for to be a part of it?
You can go to twosidesmagazinetv.com or twosidesmagazine.com. You can type in your information. If you have PayPal, you could order it. You can send money order, cashier check to the residents, and the subscription is only $3.29, so it's not a lot.
Nice. So yeah, and see, another thing.
We don't charge.
I was just getting ready to say that. You guys sound like you already know not to be ridiculous with the prices too. So.
Yeah, we don't charge. We're not into robbing people. We're into it's a network. So,
fantastic. All right, now
the only thing that we charge for is our advertisements. Like if you want an advertisement in our magazine, that's the only thing that we charge for. But our prices are ridiculously cheap, like $75 for a full page for the whole year.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow. I might just have to do that. Oh, man. I might just have to take that offer up. That's a great deal. Okay. Let's see. So we've talked about the magazine. We've talked about Sammy Joe Barbic. We've talked about some of your artists. We've talked about a little bit about your background and stuff. Let's talk about a little bit of what's coming up. I'm looking at looks like a flyer right here. It says February 11th, Bossalina show. Who is Bossalina?
Bossalina, I can't begin to tell you who that girl is. A very, very good friend of mine, one of the hottest female MCs, rappers we have out here in Cali. You can look her up. Her work speaks for itself. She's been to SSFW. She's done Southwest by Southwest. She's done all that. She's actually having a rap contest that night, and we're going to support her. So, like I said, we do a lot of supporting, too. Even though it's not our show, we go out and we support other artists. We network with artists. We try to scout, and see if there's anybody there. But, she's like I said, she's a very good friend, and she deserves the support. So we're actually going to go out there to support her. She's competing for a $1,000 rap battle contest. So it's 5 rounds of bars that she has to do, and I know she's going to take home the cheese. I already know. So.
Nice. Well, that's man. That's good confidence in your friends and your artists. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next one looks like February 13th, Epic Vibes Television. What's that one about?
That That's actually a friend of ours, too, Minnie Green. She hosts Epic Vibes Television out in Riverside through Inland Empire TV. Lyle Murdoch is the producer on the show.
Okay.
And what they do is they have artists from everywhere come out and showcase their talents on TV. So you actually get a live interview and you get a live performance on TV. She has over 300,000 viewers. EpicVibesTelevision.com, and we're actually going on there again to support Vaselina. We had an interview with her a couple months ago, but we had a blowout on the freeway on the way to her, so we had to reschedule our interview. So we're actually going out there for an interview on the 13th, and then February 19th we're opening up for Nocturnal.
Yeah,
so we have our show coming up on the 19th.
I was just looking at that, Nocturnal. Now, everybody out there should know who Nocturnal is, so I'm not even going to get into that. But now, as far as the Nocturnal show, is that a performance show? Obviously, then.
Yes, all four will be performing that night. Dope, Trey Mula, Johannan, and Double G.
Okay.
I believe Smokey Corleone, Dove G. Mac, Jimmy Canis, Losa Levy, John Locke. There's a lot of people performing that night, so it's going to be a great lineup.
Fantastic. Looks like you got a whole lineup all the way through the year. I know it goes all the way down to December 19th, but there's a couple of them here that are really, really important, such as the Love-Filled Baskets event. I want you to have a chance to be able to speak about the Love-Filled Baskets event, because I personally, I'm all for the support and the help of those who need it. You know what I mean? And I believe that this cause is a great way of displaying that. So go ahead and give us a little information about this Love-Filled Baskets event.
February 28th, we decided to do something a little different this year. We usually do about 5 to 6 outreaches a year. We try to do more. But this year we decided to switch things up, and we're actually going to be going to Cedars-Sinai Cancer Research Center, where the children are located in the hospital, and we're going to be bringing them love-filled baskets for Valentine's Day. The baskets will include pens, pencils, paper, card erasers, things that they can use to occupy their time and vent if they need to. And we will be going in a group sponsored by Two Sides Magazine, and my actual catering company will be providing the cupcakes for the children.
Nice.
So we'll go in a group, and we'll go out there and we'll distribute room by room. And then after we're done, we'll go ahead and we'll donate. I think we're going to donate at least $100 to $200 to the research foundation there at the hospital as well.
Fantastic.
So we have some things coming up.
Fantastic. I mean, that's amazing right there. That, you know what, you deserve a pat on the back and a round of applause for that one. Now, are you still taking donations or things? Are you still accepting donations?
Yeah, we actually are. I decided I'm going to go ahead and stop accepting them by the 20th of this month, just so I can have everything in and ready and made up.
Okay.
Because I had a lot of people ask and say that, can I wait a little bit because they're not going to get paid till a certain time or whatever it was.
Right, exactly.
And I said, that's fine. I encourage that. I just don't want to make it too close to the time to where we're rushing to make the baskets. So the 20th of February will be the last day, the deadline to turn in any kind of money or utensils for the packages that you want to, provide. Pencils, papers, pens, all that stuff is encouraged.
Okay, and so if people do, if they do, how do they go about it? Because I know, some people may not be as internet connected or as social media connected to be able to send things through like PayPal or whatnot. What are all the ways that you accept donations?
This time for this one, we're actually accepting donations, mailed money orders, or cashier's check. We're not doing anything PayPal because last time we did this PayPal, we had a problem with people printing out the receipts and people saying they paid. So what we're going to do is we're going to encourage people to send money order and or cashier's check to my address, which is my business address, and they can actually inbox me for that information, and I will provide that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
you don't want to share that.
We'll provide a receipt, and a tax exemption. Like if you want to write it off your taxes as a donation, you guys can do that.
Okay, so for all the listeners out there, if you would like to send in a donation for the Love-Filled Baskets event, which is going to be going to the Mount Sinai, you said Cancer Research Hospital?
No, it's Cedars-Sinai.
Cedars-Sinai. Sorry, Cedars-Sinai.
Yes.
And they're going to be going around room to room and basically brightening the day of a young individual who may be having a hard time. So I have a couple of listeners there are right now. We want to send some money. So if you would like to send some money in, why don't you go ahead and inbox Sammy Joe Barbic. That's SAMMY space JOE space BARBIC, and get a hold of her in regards to the address in which you need to be able to send the money. And you know what? I would love to know who does what with that, because I definitely want to make a like a special congratulations to everybody who was involved in that. At least like a shout out on the radio or something, because that is a very powerful thing. That
Oh, okay.
You're bringing hope. And go ahead.
I have a question though, because there probably are people that are going to donate, and money order takes time, and cashier checks take time. What about I'm just throwing the idea out there. What about like a Walmart to Walmart?
What is that?
Well, when they people are going to donate and whatnot, and say they're all the way across country, it's going to take time to go through the mail and everything. Walmart to Walmart is basically they pay a little bit, on their end, and they could send money to whoever. It's like a Western Union, but you pick it up at Walmart.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I could look into that. That's not an issue. I don't even mind people sending Western Union or money order. That's our MoneyGram. That's encouraged too. That's even better, because then you have proof. You have your receipt. I have my receipt. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not against that at all. I'm not opposed to it.
Fantastic. So for all the listeners out there, make sure that you're hitting up Sammy Joe Barbic. If you want to be involved in the Love-Filled Baskets event, you can send in donations, either check, cashier's check, a money order, or you can do a Western Union MoneyGram, and basically make the day of a little child that much better. And you know what? All of our listeners out there, they were immediately possessed by the idea. As soon as you had said it, I had like 3 people hit me up wanting to know exactly how they could donate. So that's just amazing in itself. So another one that I wanted to talk about was you were doing a Kids Fashion Award. See, I keep coming back to the children's thing, because a lot of people go out there and they do shows just for themselves, or just for their friends, or just for their fans. What is this Kids fashion show about?
Okay, what we're doing is we're encouraging kids from all ages to come and to showcase their talents, whether it be juggling, poetry, singing, dancing, just talking. We want them to be able to express themselves in a positive way, so we're encouraging parents to come out, grandparents to come out to support them, to watch them. It's going to be an actual talent showcase for them to showcase to the world what they can do. The proceeds from the talent show will go to the youth ministry at our church, which is Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church, and we're going to be donating to the youth. So the youth fits in right hand in hand with what we're doing.
Fantastic. Now, I heard you say that, once again, you've brought in another church. Now, it seems like you have such a solidified foundation with the community, the churches, the community centers. How does that help how does that help you, and how do you, in return, help them?
Well, it helps because if you know people that are on the same mission and they're positive and they genuinely want a change to help people in the world. I mean, the world, if you look at it today, people are so greedy and just think about themselves. They don't think of churches and things like that. But I was raised Catholic all my life. So I grew up in Catholic church, and I went to religiously, but I never really felt as good as I did until I became a part of a different church, if that makes any kind of sense. It's like my calling was, I was supposed to be at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist, even though I was raised Catholic all my life.
Right.
It's just for some reason the people that you associate with there, they think about wanting to help people. So it helps us because they have giving spirits naturally. So most of the stuff they do without wanting any kind of monetary compensation or anything like that. So it's kind of like a barter system. We barter with each other, which benefits us both.
Right.
Because I'm not coming out of pocket, they're not coming out of pocket, and we're providing a service to the community that's not only feeding them spiritually, but feeding them mentally and emotionally as well.
Right.
All right. I have a few questions here. If Mr. Twism doesn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. I shut up.
All right. Exactly. What does Two-Sided Magazine stand for, and what does the name mean?
It's Two Sides Magazine, and what it stands for is there's two sides to every person. There's two sides to every situation. So what we try to look at is the whole picture instead of just half. We don't look at black and white. We leave the gray in there, too. So when we look at people and we scout them or we give away promo packages or incentives for artists or whatever it is, we actually study them and watch what they do in the industry, what kind of impact they're making, as opposed to, just getting up there and, like I said, just performing and getting money for that or whatever. Some of these artists think that people have to invest in them and they don't invest in themselves, and that's not how it works. You have to do the work, too. Manager doesn't mean that we're the piggy bank and that we pay for everything. No, that means that we compromise, that we work together, that we hear your thoughts and you hear our thoughts, and we come together as a team to try to better both of our careers. So it's a team effort. Nobody can do it all alone. Two Sides is there so that you can explore both sides of a person, their artist side and their regular character of who they are every day.
Fantastic.
So, some people are different when they get up on stage. They got a lot more energy as opposed to when they're not. So, some of that takes away from, what their general purpose is. And for me, everything has to mesh together. You can't just be a bomb artist with bomb lyrics and you're going to stand out to me. That doesn't mean anything to me. You have to be able to move me in another way for me to have that kind of attraction or appeal to you. Like, I'm not knocking anybody, but there's not a lot of artists that move me like that. Anybody can rap and get up on stage and rap. That's not what it's about. What are you doing? What are you doing to engage the crowd? Are you moving the crowd? Are they getting up out of their seats? Are they feeling your music? That's the question.
Right. Exactly. And go ahead, Ray. Was you going to say something?
That is bad. I love that answer. I absolutely love that answer.
Just Ray say that was well said. Exactly.
And one more thing here. What I love is it seems like you're building a foundation. Not only based on spiritual beliefs, but also just as a well-grounded, like how you respect yourself, how you respect others, your character, your class, and that stuff matters to you. Where a lot of people, it's like, all right, yeah, well, this person could sell, tickets, but at the end of the day, they're a jerk.
Yep.
Nah. I want to treat everybody the way I would want to be treated. I give everybody a chance, and if you mess up that chance, that's on you. It's no longer my problem. But my purpose here in life and why I'm here is to help my brothers and sisters in Christ, whether that be through music, whether that be through volunteering, whether that be through outreaching, whether it be through networking like we're doing now. Everything has a reason. There's a reason for everything. So I don't regret anything that's happened in my life. I thank the Lord for everything good and bad because it's made me who I am today. So I just want to keep pushing forward, and I want to encourage people to do the same thing. To know that there was something. Everybody has a reason to be here and a purpose in life. Everybody's important.
And I do apologize. It is Two Sides Magazine, not Two-Sided. And I know you caught my mess up.
It's okay.
That's actually my fault because when I typed Ray, I told him Two-Sided. So I apologize for that.
No. I've been looking at Two Sides for 30 minutes now. No, this is all on me. I do apologize.
Oh, okay. Oh, then good then. A big shout out. Go ahead. I just wanted to say real quick, real fast. Frenchie F wanted to give you a compliment. He said, "Beautiful explanation behind the name of the magazine." So people are drawn into this idea, this philosophy that you have going with your work ethic.
I appreciate you guys. I really do. I'm glad that I can I can touch so many souls. I have a lot of people, and it's always about not quantity but quality in me. So even if it's 5-10 people, as long as the heart is there and they're solid, that's enough for me.
Exactly.
So everybody else, it'll come. People will see you through what you do, not what you say. That's why I always say, I'm not going to tell you what I could do. You guys will see on your own.
And then
that's how it is.
Other people will start talking about it, and then other people will start
Exactly.
speaking. You won't even have to do anything anymore. Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so Ray, did you have any more questions? I assume not. Okay, so when you're when you're scoping out your talent, or when you're scoping out potential talent, what is a big negative thing that you see a lot happen? Like, what is one thing that a lot of people do that you find to be like a negative impact?
What bothers me the most is people that come to a show, they show up late for their set time, and then they get on stage and they perform and they don't support any other artist that goes up after them. They leave. That bothers me.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
it's not just about going up there, dude. There's other people there. Like, that's what people don't understand. It's about networking and support. How do you expect to meet people and open up doors for yourself if you don't stick around?
Exactly.
Who's going to see you if you're not there?
Exactly. And I like that.
For the pay to play,
Exactly.
Some of the gigs that we have are pay to play. That's the reality. What people don't understand is the people that throw these events together and get these events together, it costs us money to do that.
Exactly.
So we're not asking you to pay for the event. We're asking you to invest in yourself.
Right.
Either you pay the $25 for the slot, or you get the pre-sales and make your own money.
Now, I'd say, and I like how you said that, you got to pay to play. I mean, that's just how it is. There's a lot of things that you can get done through, networking and just hard work and things like that. But inevitably, it does come down to investing. Not just financially, but also your time, your effort, your seriousness.
Right.
So, okay. So, and you said you've been in this game for like 5.5 years, correct?
Yeah.
Now, in your 5.5 years, has there been any one thing that you felt like was the changing factor for Two Sides Magazine and for your management company?
The changing factor for me was when I sat down and I prayed and I asked God if this is what I was supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And that was about 2.5 years ago. If this is the direction I'm supposed to be on. And he told me yes, but it's not your time yet. Just sit and wait. Because my launch was actually supposed to happen 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and I waited. Because I wasn't ready. He told me to sit and wait. So I sat and I waited. January 9th came, some other stuff happened, and I said, I'm still not ready. I know I'm ready, but I'm not ready to launch yet. I sat and I waited for my answer from him. That was my life-changing experience. Not to mention my son and my daughter's father went to jail last year, and that was really heartbreaking for me and his mother. And that was kind of like a change for me and a wake-up call. Like, okay, now you're all alone again. Like, you have to do this for your kids. Like, there's nobody else here to help you. You have to be their rock.
Right.
So my kids are my motivation. My kids are my motivation.
Said.
I have a 15-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So they're my motivation.
So you have 4 kids then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 5, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
So, and what's that? Say that again.
I said I wouldn't trade them for the world, though.
No way.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I would trade the world for them.
Agreed.
Go ahead, Ray. Was you getting ready to say something?
No. I was just saying agreed and exactly. I have one, but he's got a bit of autism in it, and it's just hard.
But you know what? He is a great kid. I've actually had a personal conversation with your son, and you know what? He is truly exceptional. I love him. I think he's just a wonderful little kid, man. You got yourself a winner there. He's going to go on to do big things in life, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic there.
No, okay. It's okay.
No. Okay, so, yes, big shouts out to Jerry Wilson, who typed in. He said, yeah, y'all need to catch up. He's got 7, so.
Yeah, he inboxed me, actually.
Yeah, he was one of the ones who hit me up immediately following the words about donating to the and he's very big on kids. If there's one thing that I can say,
he just inboxed me.
What's that? Say that again.
I said he just inboxed me and asked me, how he could help out with the donation. So
yeah,
thank you, Jerry.
He is amazing. When it comes to kids, family, things like that. I will have to go out on a limb here and say Jerry Wilson is probably one of the best that I've ever worked with in association for that. So, big props. I know that together the two of you should be able to come up with quite a nice I know that you said you're trying to come out to the Indiana area and everything. I think that, he would be a great person for you to be able to connect with as far as being able to do not just a show, but maybe some community work there too, or something,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're thinking of coming out there for networking and for outreach events too, not just shows. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. And he's all for that kind of stuff. So I'm sure that you guys will have plenty of good talks about that. So big shouts out. Everybody on the Standard is absolutely just loving you. They're so infatuated with you. They say, hell yeah, actions. A lot of people talk a good game and don't do shit. They're saying you're awesome.
Me too. Shout out to Frenchie and Jamila.
Yeah,
shout out to Frenchie and Jamila.
Yeah, she won the round 24. Congratulations to her. I know. Did you have any artists that are signed up for the Standard competition?
No, I actually wanted to know. I wanted to get Trey on there, and I wanted to get a couple more on there. So,
let me break it down to you in my. Let me break it down to you in my Standard voice. Make sure that you go to the Standard Facebook page for the Standard competition. Connect with a gentleman named Frenchie F. And make sure that you're getting your opportunities over at the Standard. There, I had to do that for him. Sorry.
All right.
No, Frenchie F is the man to know. You just get a hold of him, talk to him. He is a mastermind at this platform. He has a lot of great people involved, so it's definitely very talent-based, as well. Himself is just a great guy to know as well. So, make sure that you connect with Frenchie F too.
Yeah,
and,
most definitely.
Let's see. I'm gonna click back over to some notes real quick, and then I want to ask you a couple more questions.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll ask a question.
Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem, man. No problem. All right, so a lot of people have goals and everything, and I know that you've got a strong belief in Jesus and whatnot. So with his permission and whatnot, what would define success for you in Two Sides, Not Sided magazine in 3 years from now? How would you define yourself as successful?
3 years from now, all my artists will be signed. 3 years from now, I will have my own corporation. 3 years from now, I will be helping homeless people get off the streets. That's the whole purpose of the magazine. We're going to be fundraising to do that. And I will be also opening up a restaurant. So in 3 years, all four of those things are going to happen. I claim it in the name of Jesus now.
Amen. Amen. I like how she said that. Amen. Now, Ray, you got any more questions on that?
No, man. Go ahead. I was just filling in while you had notes.
Well, then I want to carry on with that. Now, in what way will these all be tied in? Because I know I heard you just say that the two-sided was for the homeless, and now the restaurant, is that going to be another community outreach restaurant program, or is that an actual business?
Well, yeah, we're going to be doing kind of like a Meals on Wheels with our restaurant as well, but it will be a dine-in restaurant where you can actually come and sit down.
Okay.
We'll be also introducing cultural foods every weekend. So, like, one weekend it'll be dishes from India. One weekend it'll be dishes from Mexico. One weekend it'll be dishes from El Salvador. Like, we're going to switch it up.
Nice.
It ain't going to be the same thing.
Nice.
And the reason I say that is because I have a catering company as well. That's the other side of me. So there's two sides
connected.
Yeah, so, that's the whole goal. Is Two Sides, we're actually going to have the catering stuff inside the Two Sides magazine page that will be, on there, like menu items you can order, catalog stuff you can order through the magazine with my catering company as well. So it will pair hand in hand.
Yeah,
because all the stuff that we do and the extra jobs that we have actually goes to our artist reserve so that we are able to have a budget and do things.
Gotcha.
We just don't spend money.
Gotcha.
We put the stuff to the side, like we want to pay for shows, we want to travel. We want to get out there to you guys by May, so we need to start, making sure our dollars are right.
There you go. She ain't playing around.
I wish you a lot of success in that level. Not just financially, but also, spiritually and community-wise. I hope that, you're received well and that you get a lot of support and backing for it as well.
I appreciate that. Likewise.
Well, it's nice to hear positivity. Every day of life we walk through, and we're always so focused on the next issue, the next worry, the next try, that we lose sight or we lose focus of when we actually do get something done, and it is worthwhile, even if it's the smallest thing. So,
because most people do it with the intention of wanting something back, and they're not freely giving.
Exactly.
My pastor said it best yesterday. He said that people, when you do something and you mess up, everybody wants to point the finger at you, but when you do something good, everybody wants to take the credit for it.
Or just not acknowledge it at all.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Exactly.
Now, in your extensive connection history here and whatnot, what has been the one outside of music, outside of the Two Sides magazine, what has been something for you yourself that has made a change? And I'm not talking about like a change for the better. I'm saying like where you finally became the person that you knew you wanted to be, or that God wanted you to be.
In 2007, I lost my older two to the system because I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Right.
And my kids were actually removed from my home and put into DCFS. And I'm actually still fighting for the older two. So ever since that happened, that was kind of like my wake-up call, my slap in the face to get things in gear and, change my life and the people I was hanging out with and things I was engaging in that I wasn't supposed to be engaging in. And like I said, I turned my life over to Christ and really became part of a church and part of a group of people that I knew I was supposed to be at.
Nice.
My son's father got out of jail, and I linked back up with him, and things like that kind of I don't know if you want to say revived me, but it kind of let me breathe again because I was dead, if that makes any kind of sense.
No, it does entirely. It does.
Totally does.
Anybody who's been there, they should understand.
Yeah, so I used to be messed up on cocaine and stuff like that, and I have no problem talking about my past because it's my past. I'm not a debtor to my past at all. So I'm actually it's a lesson learned. Like I say, it's always two sides to every story. You never know what a person's story is, where they came from, and why they strive so hard to do what they do. And this is why I do it. This is why we have workshops for women. This is why we do outreach stuff for people that are on drugs, because I've been there. I've done it. I know what it is to be like that firsthand. So,
boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
People think down, like, we never would have thought. We never would have thought.
Yeah. Yep.
But,
I completely understand. Most people look at you and they see, like maybe in yours they see a well-established businesswoman, or in my case they might see such a prolific superstar hip-hop artist or whatever. But what it comes down to is that nobody realizes that just 8 years ago I was a 7-time felon that was doing state time and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that yeah, exactly. So it's nice to know that we're not all doomed. If you've made mistakes or your career's messed up a little bit or your personal life, it's not a doomed situation, that there's always going to be that outlet. So it's nice to hear inspirational stories. I told you in the very beginning, the underdog story is always more powerful than the winner who's been winning the entire time. So
most definitely. Most definitely. My grandpa worked at the canneries for 52 years for 20 cents on the dollar, so on the hour. So, I just like...
Yeah, right?
It's hard, man. It's hard, but, that's life, and you got to keep pushing. That should make you want to do things even more.
Yeah.
Things like that happen.
Exactly.
I'm not going to roll over and play dead. I'm going to keep fighting. This is my life, I want my kids to have a good life, and I want my artists to have a good life. I want people that I collab with and network with to be successful. I just genuinely want everybody to be happy. That's, I don't wish anybody no ill will.
I am so glad that we've got the pleasure to interview you. I'm glad that we've got to have somebody on here that speaks like this and speaks with such powerful, perspective. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. I congratulate you on your mentality. Mentality as far as the business, but just mentality as far as yourself in life. You've done a great job. I see nothing but success in your future. I mean, that's the honest truth.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, go ahead, Ray.
I have a quick question. I know it's hard to hear me sometimes. Sometimes the mic works right. Sometimes it don't.
Yeah, right.
all right, but any new artist out there, what one thing would you change, or would you like more people to look at when it comes to new artists, so they know how to, fix the game and, fix the things that are wrong in today's, music?
Well, the problem is that some of these managers and promoters and people that work with some of these artists, they don't know how to keep business separate from pleasure. And I'm not saying just in a sexual manner. I'm saying as far as, you're my friend, so I'm going to tell you what you want to hear kind of thing. And it's not like that.
Right.
If you're not seasoned enough to go and open up for somebody like Jail Felony, you're not.
Right.
You need to understand that your place and your time will come. The management, if they're going to take on artists, they need to look at what that artist needs help with first. Sit down and talk to your artist and let them know what their goal and their objective is, and then work around that. Like, I have artists right now that are not ready to go on tour. They're ready to go into the studio. They're ready to make some new albums. They're ready to get that practice in. Then by next year, they're ready to go on tour. I have two that are ready. So it just depends on where you're at with your career and how dedicated you are to want to help yourself grow. Most of these people, they're like, oh, well, let's just get you on stage. Let me make some money off some pre-sales. No. I've already turned down 3 things. We were supposed to open up for Jail Felony on March 19th. I turned it down because we're not ready. We're not ready. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to jump into things that we're not ready for. So, like I said, every show's not good. I'm not knocking anybody that's opening up for him, but we're not ready for that. We're not. Just like I wouldn't book an R&B act for a hip-hop opener. It's not going to happen.
That is so amazing. You have displayed, by saying no, we don't want to perform here. That actually eliminates you from being drawn into what we would like to call the worthless work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of the gimmick. I don't want to be part of the gimmick. I want us to have our own lane.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, I'm not into that. Like, I don't watch the Grammys because I think it's ridiculous how they choose talent. That's just me, though. I'm not knocking what they do. It's just ridiculous that people that have been working in this game for forever have not been recognized, and all these new booties that haven't been in the game and haven't put in no work at all are being recognized.
Exactly.
It's sad. Ludacris, Jail Felony, those people are not putting money in my pockets or my artist's pockets. Exactly. I'm not knocking them. I think they're great artists, but they're not helping anybody that needs help. Yeah, that's the reality.
I agree there. A lot of people have said, "Well, why don't you get a big name artist to interview or whatever?" I said, "Why? Well, what's the point? I'd rather help out people that need help, and want the exposure rather than somebody who's going to give me great numbers one time that aren't going to sustain."
Exactly.
Right. It's like people will go pay $200-$300 to go see some of these guys that are already established at a concert, but they won't pay $10 to get in to go see their friend perform.
Right.
How is that support? How the hell is that support?
That is so.
Dude, you spend that on a gram of weed. Like, come on.
Oh wow. You know what? I have so many times said to even my personal friends, even when I've offered them, hey man, you wanna buy a ticket, come support me at a show, who this, who that. How much is it, bro? It's $10. Are you serious, bro? I can't afford it, man. You're gonna have to hit me up later. Then they turn around right away from that conversation and go purchase a dime bag just to roll it up and talk about.
That's what I'm trying to say. But that's so stupid because you go inside the club and everybody's gonna be smoking anyway. You're gonna
Exactly.
Genius.
Now, I got one more question for you, and then I'm going to have to actually jump off so that I can go set up the radio show for after the interview. But
yes, sir.
My question for you is basically an advice question. I would like you to give some advice about this newer generation, these newer people, the people that are just now getting ready to start taking it seriously. What is your advice to them so that they might get a level ahead or a step ahead?
Stop following everybody else's trends and be your own person.
Amen. Oh, wow.
Be a leader.
Fantastic.
That's the best advice that I could give because everybody's following everybody else, and the reality is everybody sounds like everybody else. Sound like you. Do your own stuff. Stop
Ray back to that laugh. Sorry, Ray was laughing. We have waited and waited.
Get yourself a proper mix and master. Right. Get yourself a good engineer.
We have waited and waited and waited for somebody to get on this radio station and just lay it all out flat, okay? Because,
baby, I'm going to lay it all out. I'm going to lay it all out. I'm as hard as they come. I'm the real deal, man.
That's great.
I'm the real deal.
So basically, do you and don't fall into the conformity of the hip-hop world.
Yeah, man, don't let the game take a hold of you. You are the game. You're your label. Represent yourself. Why do you got to represent everybody else? You're your brand. Represent you.
And the reason I was laughing because we are promoters for Reverb Nation, and we go through nonstop, artists.
Oh, don't bring up Reverb Nation.
when it comes to hip hop, everybody, with the exception of the ones that we've selected, the majority of them I heard. I'm telling you, I spent 8 hours listening to hip hop. And everybody wanted to sound like everybody else and bite off everybody else's style. And I'm like, are you serious?
Do you know how many times I've heard the same Drake beat? I've heard the same Drake beat.
I'm trying to say, like, Drake is already there. Get something else, like.
Right? Exactly.
Drake is this. You're you, like.
That brings
There's so many free beats. So many free beats that people have created that are just there for free online that you can actually get.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't sound like anybody else's beats. Just do something with that. If you really appreciate your craft, you're gonna take the time to do it. That's my advice. Take time with yourself and do your work. Grind. Don't expect handout.
Take a risk.
That's not what it's about, man. You got to do the footwork.
Take a risk. Try rapping to a piano beat.
For real.
Piano. Just a piano beat. And if you say it can't be the CDs, because god dang it, it has been done. But I'm just saying, think outside your branch. Think outside of hip hop.
Exactly.
You know what?
Move outside the box.
This music is so much more than just hip hop. Hip hop can be, it can be jazz because it got its roots from jazz. It could be soul because it got its roots from soul. It could be rock because we have infused a new generation that is able to manipulate the sounds. So don't limit yourself. Don't ever limit yourself. Let me see. Got one time. Says Frenchie F said, agreed. Take time to yourself and work. That is wisdom. So you're getting a lot of props for being a smart-minded person, not only as far as the music goes, but as far as just the way that you're supposed to personally carry your mindset.
Yeah.
Another
it's
person
important.
Said,
you are you.
Sammy
People are
Joe,
watching. First impressions is everything.
Says Sammy Joe Barbic ain't playing no games. I love the passion.
I got one more real quick question. It's going to take 1 minute here. Do you feel that there are a lot of artists nowadays that are just plain old lazy and develop scams to steal everybody else's material?
Yes, I do. I believe that there's a lot of lazy artists out there. Not just that, but a lot of them don't know how to deal with it. If something doesn't go their way or something doesn't happen to how they like it, they don't know how to deal with that. And that's part of the game. Everything's not in black and white. You got to allow room for gray. There's going to be error. There's going to be mics that are messed up. There's going to be sets that are crunched in time. There's going to be people that are unorganized, and that has nothing to do with you. People personalize things, and that's the problem.
Right.
They need to learn to separate that from what their objective and their goal is. You can't make everything personal. If that's the case, ain't nobody ever going to make it. Ever. Yep. Because you keep crying and whining about stuff instead of doing something about it.
Yep.
You know?
Amen.
You can't change a situation if you keep running from the problem.
Well said. Well said.
Very true.
Well, you know what? You've got a great mindset. I'm definitely. I've been honored to have this interview with you. I know that our listeners out there very much liked what you have to say, and were very supportive of this time spent with you. So congratulations to all the listeners out there who have been very supportive of Sammy Joe Barbic and Two Sides Magazine. Make sure that you do connect with Sammy Joe Barbic, and if you want to get in on the love-filled baskets. Make sure you connect with her and basically say, hey, what can I do to be of assistance in helping the unseen, the unheard, and the unspoken for? So, Miss Sammy Jo Barbic, I do appreciate you allowing us the time to interview you. I know you're a very busy woman and everything. I would like to say thank you to all of your artists who continue to support TwoLocalRadio.com as well as myself, Twism White Piece. It means a lot for both all parties involved. And I just would like to take this moment right now to say, please keep in touch with, not only TwoLocalRadio.com, but myself, Twism White Piece. I know that Jerry and I would like to be very much, at least aware, and if we can be involved in any way with a lot of the stuff that you have going on. So, congratulations to you. And Ray, I'm going to go ahead and let you take over. That way I can go ahead and flip over to the radio station and get that started. But Miss Sammy, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And I look forward to our. Definitely. I look forward to our future conversations.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Ray, you go ahead and take over, and I will hit you up in just a moment.
All right. I'm going to talk to you, CEO to CEO or however you want to call it, just real quick. Doesn't it drive you, I don't know how you feel, but doesn't it drive you mad when you can provide an outlet for people or, that most people can't? And yet people want to go a different route because it wouldn't cost them anything, or it wouldn't. It's easier for them because it's easier in their pocket, even though they have the money.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with it. They just want to run. That's the laziness I'm talking about. They don't want to deal or do any kind of work. They want to take the credit for everything else, and they don't want to do what they're supposed to do. And that's the problem. That doesn't make it original. You're taking somebody else's style.
Okay, well, I agree there. What I love is all the wisdom that you have. That's I am just honored for this interview. You're very full of real street experience. Just not just like book smart, and that's what I love when somebody comes on real and somebody lays it down the line and just real with people, because anybody can fabricate things to make an artist feel better or anything of that sort.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. My grandpa talked about.
All right, we have a minute here. Is there anything else you want to get out there, or how people can get in touch with you?
I just want to give a shout out to Two Local Radio, Twism White Piece, Frenchie F, Jamila Cooper, all my artists, Vaselina, Trey Mula, Joe Hannon, Double G, Dope, Walter Speed, Tremaine Scott, the radio show, Epic Vibes, just everybody that's been supporting me from day one. I appreciate you guys, and I love you all. Los Levy, John Locke, Jimmy Candace, Chase Enriquez. My mama, my daddy, and my babies.
All right. Well. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to your magazine and everything that you're doing great for the community. And we look forward to maybe getting an interview, with you in the future and get an update and see how things are going.
Definitely, I'll be there soon. So when I'm out that way, for sure.
All right. It sounds good. Well, you have yourself a wonderful evening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. You have yourself a good night. All right. That was the CEO of Two Sides Magazine, Sammy Jo. And what a pleasure that is. Right next, we have Twism White Piece doing his thing on hip hop and everything, but I'm going to shut up now, let him do his thing, and I hope you all enjoyed the interview.